Hi, and welcome to Annie Joe Yoga. Today's theme is what walks among us. We're going to start off with our Guian Mudra for wisdom. I want you to think of our theme today, and I want you to think of what it means to you. But more importantly today, I want you to look inwards. As we are taught in yoga so often to do, the answers that we feel that are all around us are actually inside of us this whole entire time. Take this moment in meditation to escape from all the noise in the world and to look inwards. Good. We're going to bring some awareness back as we start to go into a forward fold while still maintaining that easy pose and just loosening up from here. All throughout today's practice, I just want us looking inwards and focusing on us and what we can do instead of looking outwards to everything that is around us. Good. We'll walk our hands back inwards and we'll twist open towards the right. Right hand behind to help balance, and that left hand on the thigh. Inhaling to lengthen the spine and exhaling to get deeper into that stretch. Nicely done. Switch sides to the left now. Opening up the spine, waking our senses back up throughout our body. Preparing ourselves for today's flow. Good. From here, we're going to extend both of our legs out and then bring that right one in. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale as we reach down to that left foot in a one-legged forward fold. Bending at our hips. Allowing ourselves to open up the hamstring and that low back. Nice. We're going to switch sides from here. Bringing now the left leg in, right leg straight. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale into our forward fold. Nice. Using our hands, walking back. We're going to cross both legs over, placing our hands out in front, finding ourselves in tabletop, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale into cow, and then exhale into cat. Inhale, bringing the shoulders and the hips up, and exhale, bringing that belly button up as we drop the others. And inhale back into it. Follow the pace of your own breath from here. Good. Placing our big toes together, knees out wide as far as the mat. We're going to push our hips back into child's pose. Hands are out in front. Remembering that at any time in today's practice, if you become overwhelmed, you can always find yourself in child's pose, being nice and relaxed. Just taking a moment to breathe for ourselves. Today's practice is going to become repetitive, so that way we can get lost in our art and in our flow. Good. From here, we're going to come into a high plank and slowly drop down, bringing our forearms down to the ground and keeping our elbows beneath our shoulders, shoulders drawn down away from the ears. Find ourselves in Sphinx pose as we gaze forward. Good. From here, we're going to press up into downwards facing dog. Hips are up, belly button is drawn in. You can pedal the feet side to side, opening up the calves. Just taking a moment to connect with our bodies before we begin today's flow. Inhale and exhale into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift, bringing the spine straight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping hands overhead. And exhale down into our forward fold. Inhale, stepping or hopping back into high plank, dropping into chaturanga, and exhale, upwards facing dog. Good. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift, spine straight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping hands overhead into tree or into mountain, and exhale into our forward fold, dropping our hands down, hopping back, chaturanga. Exhale, upwards facing dog. Inhale, downwards facing dog. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping hands overhead. And exhale down into our forward fold. Hopping back, inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, upwards facing dog. And inhale, downwards facing dog. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping hands overhead into mountain. And exhale into forward fold. Inhale, hopping back into chaturanga. Exhale, upwards facing dog. And inhale, downwards facing dog. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway's lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping hands overhead. And exhale down into forward fold. Good job. Inhale down into chaturanga. And exhale upwards facing dog. Great job. Inhale, downwards facing dog. Nice. Nicely done. Through our sun salutations, we're going to move into our flow. Right leg comes up, three-legged dog. Activating our core, trying to straighten out our leg. We'll bring the leg in between both hands, pressing the hands up. We're finding ourselves into high lunge. Shoulders are drawn down away from the ears as our hands are facing each other. Knee is over our ankle. Finding our comfort in these poses today, we're going to become repetitive. but we're going to sink into our practice. Bring our both hands down to the mat. We're extending that front right leg. You can angle that left leg out if you need to. Dropping the head down towards the knee. We're in pyramid pose. Opening up that hamstring. If you need a slight bend in the knee, you can. Otherwise, just keeping deep into that stretch. Using our hands to balance on both sides. We're going to slowly bend that front knee, pushing our hands off of the mat, finding ourselves in a baby back stretch. In that high lunge, we're opening up that back. We're opening up our core, pressing that back open as we gaze to the stars. We'll use that back foot, pressing up into mountain pose and going into a forward fold, stepping back in a downwards facing dog. Left leg comes up, three-legged dog. We're switching sides, straightening out the leg as much as we can, then bringing that left foot in between both hands, pressing up, back into our high lunge. Gazes out in front of ourselves. You can sink in deeper if you feel comfortable enough. Or you can try to get rid of that bug in your hair. Nicely done. Bringing both hands down. We're going to find ourselves back into pyramid pose on this side. Left leg is straightening out. You can keep a slight bend in the knee if need be. We're dropping that head down towards the knee. Both hands are keeping ourselves balanced on each side. Nicely done. Angling that foot, making sure it's forward. We're pressing up into our high lunge and then opening up our core into that baby back stretch, flexing the back as we gaze up towards the stars, opening up our chest and just opening ourselves up to every possibility in the universe. Stepping our foot up forward into mountain and exhaling into our forward fold. Nicely done. Taking a moment here to hang out, open up the body. You can cross opposite hand, opposite elbow. You can sway side to side. Just finding our peace in this stretch. You can even bring both hands behind the legs. Pull yourself in deeper. Just once again, finding our comfort. Whatever feels good here. Placing both hands back down to the mat. Stepping back, downwards facing dog. Nicely done. Right leg comes up, three-legged dog. Bringing the foot in between both hands, pressing up to our high lunge, reminding ourselves of today's theme of what walks among us, and thinking of all the endless possibilities, but reminding ourselves what's most important is what's inside of us, our own essence, and our own spirituality, our own connection to who we are. Bringing the hands back down to the mat, extending that front right leg into pyramid pose. when you're ready, bending that front knee, pressing up into that high lunge. And then opening our core up, dropping our head back into our baby back stretch. Opening ourselves up, just continue to focus on our breathing. Inhaling in and exhaling it all out. From here, we're going to open up into Warrior 2. So bringing those arms out long, shoulders are drawn away, that back foot is opened up at an angle. We're gazing down our fingertips as our knees over that ankle. And we're gazing down our fingertips as we're getting deeper and deeper into our practice and our meditation. Inhaling, hands overhead, bringing both feet pointing forward. Exhaling down into our wide fold. And cross opposite hand, opposite elbow, swaying side to side. Opening up our hamstrings. Bring the hands behind if you feel comfortable enough to do so. And pull in deeper. Whatever feels good here. Just hanging out deep into that stretch, letting go of tension in the quadriceps, letting the hamstrings open up. We'll press our hands back down towards the ground, straighten out the back, hands to the hips. We'll rise up. We'll cartwheel our hands forward to the front of our mat as we find ourselves back in a downwards facing dog. Switching sides again, left leg comes up, three-legged dog. And exhale, and pressing hands up. Inhale into our high lunge from here. And when you're ready, exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, straightening out that leg. Nicely done. We're back in pyramid pose. For the last time of today, taking this moment for us. Reflecting on who we truly are, what motivates us, what inspires us. Bending that front knee, pushing up, back into that high lunge, and then opening up into that baby back stretch, dropping the head back, opening up the core, flexing through that back. Gazes towards the stars. Opening up ourselves to reality around us, but not getting lost in it. From here, we're dropping into Warrior 2, angling out that back foot. Hands are out long. We're gazing down our fingertips, making sure that left knee is over the left ankle. Keeping nice and motivated as the warrior. When you're ready, inhale, hands overhead, and exhale down into our wide fold. Make sure both feet are pointed forward. Find our point of relaxation from here. letting go of any tension or stress in the body. Sinking deep into the earth. Nicely done. Using our hands to press up, straighten out our spine, hands to the hips. We'll rise up. Cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. Stepping back. We're dropping down in the chaturanga. And then we're bringing our hands behind our backs all the way to the ground. We're picking up into locust. Nice. Flexing our back. Hands are behind. We're keeping them in alignment with each other. We're picking up the quads. We're flexing through every bit of the upper body and the lower body to engage all of our posterior muscles. Dropping our head down from locust. Bring our hands down. We're pressing up into that chaturanga, into high plank. And from here, we're going to bring our knees inwards into that tabletop. Find ourselves laying back. We're going to open ourselves up into fish pose. So we'll straighten out those front legs. And from here, we're going to drop back onto our elbows. We're going to keep those elbows underneath the shoulders, drawing back that head. Slowly opening up our throat chakra. And then finally, bringing those hands together in a diamond shape behind our glutes and our low back, and dropping that head back, either hovering above the ground or dropping it all the way. Opening up our throat chakra, being able to speak our truth now after all of our reflection on who we are and what walks among us. But most importantly, who we are, what we have to offer to the world, and what we're going to do next. Open that throat chakra. And never be afraid to speak up for yourself. Good. Bring ourselves back forward. We're going to finally drop back into Savasana, opening our hands up, facing towards the sky, relaxing every bit of our muscles, relaxing our face, closing our eyes, relaxing our legs, our core, and releasing any tension in the shoulders. Reminding ourselves that we're speaking our truth. After reflecting on what's inside of us, take these next few minutes for yourself. And when you're ready, we'll begin to wiggle our toes and our fingers, bringing awareness back to our body. We'll roll over onto one side, keeping our eyes closed. We'll use that forearm to press ourselves back up into easy pose just as we start our practice today. Inhaling hands overhead, letting them meet together. We'll exhale them down into heart center. Thank you so very much for joining me again today. Thinking back to our theme of what walks among us and everything that is around us, but truly embracing who we are when we look inwards and speaking our truth. As always, we will seal our practice repeating after me. Namaste.